Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Social Distance Live presents Towns Van Zandt. Here is your host, Josh Windmiller, drinking some water.
Hey, hey, how are you doing, James?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's a foggy, quiet Sunday here in San Francisco.
Yeah, that sounds nice, actually. That sounds like a good morning. A good Sunday morning, good day to do this.
Yeah,
Let me open up the video on mine so I can see comments.
yeah.
So we're doing Towns Van Zant today. This is our finale for season one here at um, Social Distance Live. Towns Van Zant, you're going to learn a few things about him as the show progresses. How many people? We're at 13.
Yeah. Um,
Maybe let's
17
hang out
total.
just a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to just quickly make some announcements about the
Sure.
end of season one. So, as some of you may know, at the end of season one, we're going to take a 2 week break and then come back um, with this series. But we're also going to take a 2 week break for Social Distance Live in general. And I'm going to be taking the opportunity to kind of strategize and plan for how to expand and grow this into doing the undercovered series, but also some of the live stuff I was trying to do before, but in a better, more efficient way. And thinking about other things I can do as well, um, other things I can showcase and broadcast, maybe interviews with other creators, particularly local creators. Um, so this is really a great time if you want to like and follow Social Distance Live, because I just want to be continuing to build to go to the next level. Um, as some of you may kind of agree, I think Facebook presents challenges for really doing this the right way. I think if I make a post, 5% of people who follow the page actually see it. Um, so there's just things that we think we need to do to go to the next level. So I'm going to be working on that. During this 2 week break, if you're producing something yourself and you'd like Social Distance Live to share it, not to broadcast it per se, but just to share it, to get some word out for you, just message me, either me personally if you know who I am, James Freebury, or at Social Distance Live, and I can share your event either in advance or when it goes live. So you can do that, and that's good. I think to be part of what I'm trying to do going forward as well. Here today, though, we have Townsend Zant, and Josh is going to lead us. We're getting up there, so if Josh, you want to take over, that'd be awesome.
Yep, I would love to. Looks like people are starting to stream in there. Hey, Ursa. We have Kiki, Al. Good to see you from the UK. Sam Chase is here. That's exciting. I'm nervous. Um, we got some performers on here. Let's see, and Bryce and yeah, Sam, etc. Yeah, I hope all of you are ready for this. Towns Van Sant is one of the preeminent songwriters of of the 20th century. He uh, very powerful songs, often quite intense. He's a very intense person. And I'll be sharing a bit of his story. Oh, we're at like 26 people. Okay, I'm gonna wait a few more minutes and then we'll get started with the music.
Sure, but also just everyone who's watching,
So
if
just
you do share it, that helps a lot, right? So everybody just share this event, and then hopefully we'll build up quickly. But Josh, don't worry about it too much. If people
okay.
don't want to see Towns Van Zandt, that's their loss also. So
Yeah, we don't even want him here, James.
right, I mean this is just for the cool
Who
people.
who are those people?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, so yeah, so I'll just go into it. Margaret's here. That means I'll start. Okay, great. So let's just begin with some music, okay? Just to get us started. This is let's see, the Quilters performing "Fare Thee Well, Miss Carousel." It's off of Towns Van Sant's 1969 self-titled album, just Towns Van Sant. It's also known as the Kitchen album because the cover has a kitchen.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, the cover has
Yeah.
a kitchen. That's yeah. You thought I was gonna say something crazy, but
Right.
that was it. The cover's a kid. You're like, right, Josh, sure. All right. Well, I'm going to brush up on my wit while this next song goes on. This is the Quilters performing Fare Thee Well, Miss Carousel by Townes Van Zandt.
We are the Quilters, and this is Fare Thee Well, Miss Carousel. Y'all ready? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the drunken clown's still hanging around, but it's plain the laughter's all died down. The tears you tried so hard to hide are flowing. And the blind man with his knife in hand has convinced himself that he understands. I wish him well, Miss Carousel, but it's time for me to get going. Won't you come and get me when you're sure that you won't need me then? Stand outside your window, I'm proud to call your name. The lady's been told that all of gold is worth so much it can't be sold. No time to weep, she'll need her sleep tomorrow. But when she carries her face to the marketplace, that's it on the opening race. She can ring her bells, Miss Carousel, but her singing brings me sorrow. And won't you come and get me when you're sure that you don't need me then? Stand outside your window, I'm proud to call your name. So it's done, every mother's son was shown that grown men never run. So they fly with all the might inside them. When the battle's been fought, they've all been taught that the trick is just not being caught. Will you give them hell, Miss Carousel, when they're begging you to hide them? Won't you come and get me when you're sure that you don't need me then? Stand outside your window, and proud to call your name. And when the need arose, your eyes fell closed. You clamped your fingers around your nose. And would you say that's any way to judge him? And you haven't got the authority to kill him in the first degree. Or would you feel compelled, Miss Carousel, if you have something to begrudge him? On a velvet beach, far beneath the reach of those that come to pray and preach, the natural man who tries to stand is falling. How long will it be before he sees you own his legs, but his mind is free? Only you can tell, Miss Carousel, how long he will be crawling. Won't you come and get me when you're sure that you won't need me then? Stand outside your window, I'm proud to call your name. Well, the castle walls are grown so tall, it seems there's just no point at all. Reach the top, you know we stop for breathing.
so good.
Oh my God, you weren't recording. I'm just kidding.
All right, you're on.
I love watching just the yellow shoes and the blue shoes just kind of moving to the beat on that one. That was really fun. That's the Quilter is probably one of the more aesthetic setups of any group that has played here on Social Distance Live. Gosh, looking at those buildings and the sky just makes me want to drive down to San Francisco just for no reason at all, not to get out of the car, of course, or do anything, but just to see the place, you know?
Yeah, it misses you.
It does. Thank you. I thought it left my heart there. So, all right. So Townes Van Zandt is known as a songwriter's songwriter. Ask anyone who plays in the country, folk, Americana genre, and he's kind of the target that a lot of songwriters go for when they want to write a song that really moves and such. So we're really excited to have brought in so many great songwriters to the show today. This was another one kind of like Bjork, where I was like, I don't know how many people are gonna actually want to do this, and I was just floored by how many people hopped on board for it. So I think we're in for a really, really great show here. Let's just keep going with the introduction because some folks out there might not know, and I get the feeling like everyone knows Townes Van Zandt who's in the chat right now. But this one here is, I don't know, it could be said to be his mission statement. It could be said to be one of his songs that cuts the closest to the core of a man that was really troubled throughout his entire life and lived very intensely. This one is called To Live Is to Fly, and I'm really happy that it's being performed by my good friend Spike McGuire. He hopped on board for the Tom Waits episode with a real last-minute swinging in kind of Errol Flynn move to do I Don't Want to Grow Up, and brought the house down, James. So here's it's off of 1972, High, Low, and In Between. This is Townes Van Zandt's To Live to Light. Let me just say one more thing. Townes has a quote that says, "It's impossible to have a favorite song." He's talking about his catalog. "But if I were forced at knife point to choose one, it would be To Live Is to Fly." All right, take it away, Spike. Take us to Townes land. Take us to Townes.
This song is called To Live Is to Fly. Won't say I love you, babe. Won't say I need you, babe. But I'm gonna get you, babe. I will not do you wrong. Living's mostly wasting time. And I waste my share of mine. But it never feels too good, so let's don't take too long. You're soft as glass, and I'm a gentleman. Got the sky to talk about and the earth to lie upon. Days up and down they come, like rain on a conga drum. Forget most, remember some, but don't turn none away. Everything is not enough, nothing is too much to bear. Where you been is dead and gone, all you keep is the getting there. And to live's to fly, all low and high. So shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. Goodbye to all my friends, it's time to go again. Think of all the poetry and the picking on down the line. Now miss the system here, Bottom's low and the treble's clear, but it don't pay to think too much about the things you leave behind. And I will be gone, but I won't be long. I'll be bringing back the melody and the rhythms that I find. We all got holes to fill. Them holes are all that's real. Some fall on you like a storm. Sometimes you dig your own. The choice is yours to make. The time is yours to take. Some dive into the sea. Some toil upon the stones. And it lives to fly all low and high. So shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. Shake the dust off of your wings and the teardrops out of your eyes.
Spike McGuire from Reno, Nevada, performing "To Live Is to Fly" by Townes Van Zandt. James, could you share that little anecdote thing? That was pretty.
Sure. I was just telling Josh, I can't remember which song it was, but I was listening to a lot of Townes Van Zandt, and one of the live versions, because there's a lyric in "To Live Is to Fly" where "Pick it on down the line," right? And Townes Van Zandt was really renowned as a guitarist, for what that's worth. But he's singing, and then he says "pick it" to somebody who else is playing, and then he sort of pauses for a second, and he says, "and it will never heal," right? Like picking a scab. Which I think it's really kind of a perfect thing, because Townes Van Zandt was coming from such a place of kind of inner turmoil and trauma, but also this kind of like love of life and of being alive, like that song addresses, and this sense of sort of you play music to heal yourself, but you also play music to stay alive, and in that sense to kind of stay in a way like unhealed. I just thought it was like a really kind of brilliant off the cuff moment. I really liked it. So that was my thought. Thanks.
Yeah.
Back to Josh.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for sharing that, James, because I thought that was really, as you said, it really says some stuff about him. Let me tell you a little bit about him, okay? Born 1944 in Fort Worth, Texas. Townes Van Zandt was part of a lot of like sports teams and whatnot growing up doing the 50s thing. 50s, yeah, thing in Texas for white family from money. The Van Zandts had some dough. He from a really early time, he expressed a lot of erratic behavior. He was diagnosed with what at the time was called manic depression, but today is considered bipolar disorder. And he was known by all of his friends for doing pretty intense stuff. He jumped out of a window at a party. There's a bunch of stories about sort of the intense sort of death-defying things he would get into. He, along with a lot of other friends in school, got really into huffing glue, which is kind of like a funny trope that we say these days about sniffing glue and stuff. But it was a serious thing that people were doing, and he got way into it to the point where it hurt him. His parents took him in. This is just one last thing before we go to the music. His parents took him in to get therapy, and so similar to I guess Lou Reed, whose parents took him in to get procedures done because of his psychological state. They put Townes Van Zandt into insulin shock therapy, which is a procedure where they induce comas. They actually induce a coma using insulin injections to to over a series of days, I believe, just knock you out into a coma, and it actually wiped out Townes Van Zandt's long-term memory. So he didn't have memories of his childhood. I believe this was in his late teens or early 20s, I think. And so he just lost those memories. He only had them from pictures and from stories that people said. So that's the kind of person that we're talking about. He really got into two of his main influences were Lightnin' Hopkins, and when Bob Dylan's 1964 album, The Times They Are A-Changing, came out, it really kicked him into gear as a songwriter, it sounds like. And he would come out with albums shortly after, 4 years after that. So let's see, any comments? Everyone loves you, Spike. Everyone loves the shit out of you. All right. Here we go. This one is called the Snake Song. It's off of 1978 album Flying Shoes, and it's being performed by Double DW and Mad Dog. Take it away, Double DW, and take it away, Mad Dog. This is Snake Song. Booyah.
Too slippery. I do no sleeping. I get lonely. But you can touch me if you want to. I got poison. I just might bite you.
Line circles on the sunlight, shine like diamonds on a dark night. Ain't no mercy in my smiling, only fangs and sweet beguiling.
Future, he don't try to find me. Skin I've been through dies behind me. Solid hollow,
slip in, try to find me, hold your breath in, flat deny me, makes no difference to my thinking, I'll be here when you start sinking.
I don't even need coffee today, James. I'm just feeling it. All right. WDW, Mad Dog, thank you very much. WDW returning, Mad Dog making a Social Distance Live debut. We need like a sound or something, James.
Yeah, like a Rainbow Girls inspired, like many sounds. Yeah.
We're all inspired.
Yeah.
By Rainbow Girls in our own ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. So let's so Townes Van Zandt had a complicated relationship with some of the recording process. He's not one of those artists that really was hands-on in that regard. He was writing songs and living life and doing that sort of thing. So he came out with albums late 60s into the 70s. This song is from 1978's Flying Shoes as well. That last one was on that as well. And this one's kind of just known for being the album coming after like a 5-year break. He had like the closest what was it? He had some pretty he was starting to get a little success with people covering his songs and whatnot. And then they went into the studio to do an album called 7 Come 11, and it got I'll talk about that later. But basically he some stuff happened and he wasn't able to release it. Oh, I'll tell you, the manager wasn't going to pay the producer, so the producer was like, I'm keeping these recordings, and put them back, the tapes back into the pile so that they'd be wiped and reused for other recordings. And the manager snuck into the studio and got the recordings on a cassette. Those didn't come out until like 94 or something like that, 93. So there was this big break. And then he comes back with this album, Flying Shoes. And I think the production on it is really fun. It has a lot of really weird noises and stuff. I think people should listen to it, maybe after they listen to the solo stuff that I think he's really known for. This one is called Dollar Bill Blues. It's being performed by John Courage. John Courage performing Dollar Bill Blues by Townes Van Zandt, 1978, Flying Shoes. Hit, let's roll, take.
Dollar Bill Blues. Take one. If I had a dollar bill, I believe I surely will go to town and drink my fill early in the morning. Little darling, she's a red-hair thing, man, she makes my heart to sing. Gonna buy her a diamond ring early in the morning. Always been a gambling man, rode them bones with either hand. 7 is the promised land early in the morning. Well, whiskey be my dying bed, tell me where to lay my head. Not with me is all she said early in the morning. Well, the mother was a golden girl, I slit her throat just to get her pearls. Threw myself into a world before a bunch of swine. It's a long way down the Harlan Road, busted back in a heavy load. Won't get through to save my soul early in the morning. Well, if I had a dollar bill, I believe I surely will go to town and drink my fill early in the morning.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much for returning to Social Distance Live, and for being in it. John is yes, Sam. John for Prime Minister. Yes, I think he should be the Prime Minister of the United States of America. John's been present this whole time, and in the community out here as well. The Tone King. There's so many terms for that man. All right, Townes Van Zandt. We're doing a Townes Van Zandt show right now. Now there's always a tension between folks like Townes and the Nashville establishment, but it was this relationship where there was a real difference in terms of the songcraft and the earthiness versus the glitzy rhinestoneness and that sort of stuff. However, he also would rely on it. The hits from there that came from some of his songs, made his life work. Hold on, Ledge. My cat wants to get in. He has a quote that I think is really good for before this one. He says, "It seems like a lot of people in Nashville write by phrase or by the line." This is a real writer's way of commenting on this, as opposed to writing by the word. A lot of my best songs are where every single word is where it's supposed to be. This song is off of Townes Van Zandt's 1971 album, Delta Mama Blues. He actually recorded this one in New York, and so the whole thing kind of has a bluesier, busier kind of sound. But this one, this one's called Nothing. It's called Nothing, and it's being performed by Wes Thierry, making his social distance live debut.
Bing, bing,
Everyone
bing,
at
bing, bing,
home,
bing, 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 bing,
yell
bing.
and light your lighters, and I don't know, just throw your food in the air. All right. This is Wes Thierry performing Nothing by Townes Van Zandt.
Hey, mama, when you leave, don't leave a thing behind. I don't want nothing. I can't use nothing. Take care into the hall. If you see my friends, tell 'em I'm fine. Not using nothing. Almost burned out my eyes, through my ears down to the floor. I didn't see nothing. I didn't hear nothing. Stood there like a block of stone, knowing all I had to know, oh, and nothing more. Well, man, that's nothing. Yes, brother, our troubles are locked in each other's arms. You better pray they never find you. 'Cause your back ain't strong enough. No, the burden's double fold. It'll crush you down, down into nothing. Being born is going blind, bowing down 1,000 times to echo strum on pure temptation. Sorrow and solitude, these are the precious things, and the only words that are worth remembering.
Wes Thierry, come back. Please come back. This is that performance was really something beautiful. I really enjoyed it when I watched it yesterday, and you got to keep coming back. Thanks for the intro, Bryce. I really appreciate that. All right, so let's move on. Let's move a year further, 1972. This one's from the late great Townes Van Zandt. A really great album. And let's just do this one, James. Let's just get this one out there. Let's get it out of the way. I'm just joking, not out of the way. Let's experience this one, because this is Townes Van Zandt's Stairway to Heaven, right? This is the one that I think it's the one that everyone thinks of when they think of Townes Van Zandt, generally. This one's Poncho and Lefty. Poncho and Lefty is this tune that Townes Van Zandt wrote for his 1972 album, the late great Townes Van Zandt. Emmylou Harris performed it in 1977, started making it big, but then Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard brought this thing out in '83, and it blew up. It blew up. They did it as a duet, but it wasn't actually that well known before they took it. It's hard to put my mind in that state sometimes, where I go like, wow, this song came out, but it didn't really hit, because it's so present in my world. So anyway, maybe keep that in mind as you see Ismay perform it. Ismay, a North Bay resident, and they have some special guests as well. So let's roll the tape. Let's see Ismay performing Poncho and Lefty. I can say that.
Well, hey there, everybody. This is Ismay coming to you from a windy hillside in Northern California. And I'm here with two very special guests, Poncho and Lefty, and their mini donkeys. And they were actually named after one of my favorite Townes Van Zandt songs, Poncho and Lefty. And so I'm going to play that song for you and for them right now. Living on the road, my friend, is gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, and your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye, and sank into your dreams. Poncho is a bandit, boys. His horse was fast as polished steel. He wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Poncho met his match, you know, on the borders down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying words, and that's the way it goes. All the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him hang around out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. The dust that Poncho bit down south ended up in Lefty's mouth. Day they laid poor Poncho low, Lefty split for Ohio. And where you got the bread to go, there ain't nobody knows. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. Poets tell how Poncho fell, and Lefty's living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet and Cleveland's cold, so the story ends, we're told. Poncho needs your prayers, it's true, but save a few for Lefty too. He just just did what he had to do. And now he's growing old. And a few great federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so wrong out of kindness, I suppose. Few great federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so wrong out of kindness, I suppose.
This might be the episode that I cry, James. This might be the one. That was Ismay performing Poncho and Lefty with some backup from Poncho and Lefty. And their donkey noises. Is there a word for donkey noise? I don't know.
Well,
Put it-
bray, but that's not a bray. That's like a snort. Yeah.
Thanks, James.
Yeah.
So yeah, the donkey snorts really went well with the song, I think. And I just gotta say that song, I think, has one of the best opening verses that I've ever heard. I just want to remind everyone that at 7 p.m. we will be re-airing all of this with just the music, none of the blah blah blah. So please tell your friends. Please repost it. We're gonna. Yeah, we got to spread the word about it. So keep an eye out and share it when it starts going. Or just make a post that says like, "Hey."
I'll create an
yeah,
event, and if artists want to share it, that'd be awesome. So that'll be
Yeah.
at 7 instead of 6, 7 o'clock this time. Okay, thanks.
7 o'clock. Yeah. Does Ismay have a band Facebook page? Oh hell yeah, they do. Oh hell yeah. Just check them out, Ismay. Also, Ismay had a new album come out earlier this year, Songs from Sonoma Mountain, and it made me feel so good to have an album created kind of about the North Bay up here, and specifically Sonoma Mountain, where I have spent some really special times. So I don't know if Avery's out there, but thank you, Ismay. Thank you for that performance. All right. Now, I think to talk about Townes Van Zandt, we're going to have to talk about Outlaw Country just for a second. So Outlaw Country was a thing, a phenomena in the 70s and the early 80s, featuring folks like, someone should post Ismay on the Facebook chat for Christina. Sorry, I'm still not good with the chat thing. I
Yeah. But just
I'm not good. Yeah, James, I know I'm not
Christina, just watch out for the broadcast, because what I'll do is I'll link to all the artist pages when the video's gone all the way through. I'll link to all the artist pages in the description. So you can, if you circle back to the videos link, you should be able to find the artists that way.
That's good. That's good, James. Good thinking. So Outlaw Country, 70s, early 80s, folks like Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Guy Clark, Steve Earle, folks like that were kind of pushing against the glitz and the glam of that Nashville had become. So you see more of it in like Austin and that sort of stuff. And of all of those songwriters and those performers, Townes Van Zandt was their songwriter. Well, not that, I mean, he did provide songs that everyone covered. And there's a lot more people in Outlaw Country, by the way, Chris Christopherson, etc. But people, he was the center of that in so many ways, maybe the spiritual center in some ways for them. And so, I just felt like I should share that. Next up, we have White Freightliner Blues. White Freightliner Blues. This is by Wayne Hott. And thank you for coming back, Wayne. It's good to have you. And Wayne was at the Dylan show, and that was like right at the beginning, and then right at the end of the season. I like that. All right, Wayne, take it away. White Freightliner Blues.
I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Well, New Mexico ain't bad, babe. People there, they treat you kind. New Mexico ain't bad, babe. People there, they treat you kind. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Well, it's bad news from Houston. Half of my friends is dying. It's bad news from Houston. Half of my friends are dying. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Well, the only thing that make me laugh again is the southbound whistle on the southbound train. Everywhere that I wanna go, I never can go because you know I got the freight train blues. Oh Lord, oh Mama, I got 'em down in the bottom of my rambling shoes. And when that whistle blows, I'm gonna roll, Mama, don't you know? Well, it looks like I'm never gonna lose these freight train blues. Well, I know I'm gonna ramble till I get back from where I came. Well, I know I'm gonna ramble till I get back from where I came. White Freightliner, won't you haul away my brain? I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? If they told you that I gave a damn, well, they damn sure told you wrong. I've had rambling fever all along.
Wayne Hutt. I think Wayne is the first person that I contacted when we decided to go for a Townes Van Sant show. It's interesting. Sometimes it's really difficult to talk about songwriting. But Wayne's like a real student of the craft, and I've had some really great conversations with him about it. And I think Townes Van Sant is a perfect artist to approach if you want to learn more about how songwriting works. He was able to take traditional sort of country structures and whatnot from people like Hank Williams and whatnot, and be able to infuse it with something else, kind of similar to like early Dylan stuff, and you get this whole catalog of someone doing that. Great way to really get into songwriting. All right, next up we have King Dream performing "No Place to Fall" off of 1978's Flying Shoes. We got a lot of songs from Flying Shoes on this one. Okay, so we're just gonna go into it. This was the only video except for the Quilters that I didn't see before the show, and I haven't been sleeping very well, so I had James, I think I had like a panic dream that because I knew you got the quilters. I'm sure that happened, but I thought I would see Jeremy's. So I was like, I went to bed and I was like, I don't know if Jeremy's going to be a part of the show. He's part of so many of our shows. So I had a panic dream in which, man, I hope Jeremy's tuning in, but I don't think he is. Where Jeremy's out there and he's wearing that big flower kind of shirt he has or suit he has, and he's like underneath a lamppost with a bag of like pizza, like old pizza in a zip, like in one of those Ziploc bags like you would have for leftover pizza, and he's just like howling, and that was his video, and I know that Jeremy is an artist of such a caliber that he would not send us something like that, and I trust you, James, to tell me if that is what the video was going to be.
Surprise!
I've seen Jeremy. I've seen King Dream do some amazing renditions of folk songs and whatnot. That was the first time where I first knew his music was at Bean Nights performing just these guitar songs that I think his playing is definitely worthy of playing Townes Van Zandt's songs. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. This is King Dream performing "No Place to Fall" by Townes Van Zandt.
If I had no place to fall and I needed to, could I count on you to lay me down? I'll never tell you no lies. I don't believe it's wise. You got pretty eyes. Won't you spin me round? I ain't much of a lover, it's true. I'm here and I'm gone, and I'm forever blue. But I'm sure wanting you. The sky's full of silver and gold. Try and hide the sun, but it can't be done. At least not for long. If we help each other grow, while the light of day shines down our way, then we can't be wrong. I ain't much of a lover, it's true. And I'm forever blue, but I'm sure wanting you. If I had no place to fall and I needed to, could I count on you to lay me down?
James, I want to play guitar and sing like that.
I know.
That's King Dream, who plays crazy electric stuff, you should see his Joker Man off of our Dylan album. I'm still reeling from it. And he does this solo stuff. Anyone, tell Jeremy to make a full album of that sort of stuff. It's incredible. Not only that, but apparently he can influence and get into my dreams. So he's an amazing artist in so many different ways. All right. Let's go to 1972. This one's also off of the late, great Townes Van Zandt, which we have visited in the past. This album, apparently the manager, I guess, when this was created, called it the late, great Townes Van Zandt because he was trying to like make some kind of hip conspiracy, like the Paul is dead thing from the Beatles. Like he was trying to like, you know, Townes is like this mysterious guy. Let's say he's dead, huh? You know? And it didn't work because like anything that was, anytime anyone tried to make Townes Van Zandt like work, like break in this big public way, it didn't work, you know? It just kind of, he just slipped through it, you know? Slipped through the cracks like this guy does. But let's see. So this one is called If I Needed You. This one he actually wrote in his sleep. He's that good. He dreamt he was a songwriter performing a song that he had written called If I Needed You. So he just woke up and wrote it down because Dream Townes Van Sant had already written it. Yeah, that's right. This is performed by Sorry Not Sorry, If I Needed You. It's such a beautiful song. That's all I got. Let's see, Sorry Not Sorry performing If I Needed You. All right. Thank you very much. Sorry, not sorry. I'm so glad to have you returning so many times recently. Just kind of Pixies, Tom Waits, Towns Van Zandt. Thanks for being a part of the crew. That's yeah. Thank you very much. Let's keep that going. Keep that going. All right. So let's see. That was "If I Needed You." It's kind of written by Towns Van Zant's dream self. I think that's really a good way to put it. James, it's like a different person kind of wrote that in a way. It's very different compared to his other songs.
Yeah, it's
Um,
noteworthy.
it is noteworthy. All right, so let's go to 1972. His other 1972 album, Busy Year 1972. This one's High, Low, and In Between. This one is being sung by Kevin Carducci. It's called Mr. Mud and Mr. Gold. It's hardcore. It's about a game of poker, and I just have a quick story about this. Steve Earle is such a huge Town Van Zandt advocate and fan and friend and all of that. He has a famous quote that it sounds like he and Towns Van Zandt really hated when it kept getting recounted, but he said Towns Van Zandt is I'm going to say it anyways. He said Towns Van Zandt is the greatest songwriter ever, and he will stand on top of Bob Dylan's coffee table and exclaim that, which I thought was kind of funny, even though they probably got an angry phone call from Bob Dylan. I don't know why they don't like that quote. I think it's awesome. Steve Earle was playing a show, and I think this is how he and Towns Van Zandt met. He was playing a show. Towns Van Zandt is really drunk and starts heckling Steve Earle, who's on stage, and is demanding that he play the song Wabash Cannonball. I can't say either
Cannibal?
of those words.
The Wabash Cannibal?
Cannonball.
Okay, great.
Cannonball. And Steve Earle admits on stage, he's like, I can't play that song. I don't know it. And Towns Van Zandt is like, dude, you're a loser, you know? And so Steve Earle plays this song, which is notoriously difficult to sing. It is so many words and so much poetry packed in to this song. When Kevin Carducci from the Easy Leaves told me that this is the song he wanted to do, I was like, I can't wait to see this. So you're in for a real treat. This is Kevin Carducci from Easy Leaves performing Mr. Mud and Mr. Gold. Take it away, Kevin.
Well, the wicked king of clubs awoke. It was to his queen he turned. His lips were laughing as they spoke. His eyes like bullets burned. The sun's upon a gambling bed. His queen smiled low and blissfully. Let's make some wretched fool to pay. Plain it was she did agree. He sent his deuce down into diamonds, his four to heart and his trade of spade. 3 kings with their legions come. Preparations soon were made. They voted club the day's commander, gave him an army, face and number, all but the outlaw jack of diamonds and the aces in the sky. He gave his sevens first instructions. Spirit me a game of studs, stakes unscarred by limitations between a man named Gold and a man named Mud. Club filled gold with greedy vapors, till his long green eyes did glow. Mud was left with the sighs and trembles, watching his hard-earned money go. Flushes fell on gold like water, tens they paired and paired again. But the aces only flew through heaven, and the diamond jack called no man friend. The diamond queen saw Mud's ordeal, began to think of her long-lost son, fell to her knees with a mother's mercy and prayed to the angels, everyone. That diamond queen, she prayed and prayed, and that diamond angel filled Mud's hole. The wicked king of clubs himself fell face down in front of gold. Now 3 kings come to club's command, but the angels from the sky did ride. 3 kings up on the streets of gold, 3 fireballs on the muddy side. The club queen heard her husband's call, but oh, that queen of diamonds' joy, when the outlaw in the heavenly hall turned out to be her wandering boy. Now Muddy checked and Gold bet all, and Mud
mud he raised, the gold did call, and the smile just melted off his face when mud turned over that diamond ace. Now here's just what this story's told. If you feel like mud, you'll end up gold. If you feel like lost, you'll end up found. So amigo, lay them raises down.
Kevin Carducci, I have always respected that fella, but seeing that performance has raised the bar. You're outdoing yourself, Kevin. There's a new sheriff in town. That's right, Sam. All right. So next up, we're going to do another song from High, Low, and In Between, also from 1972. This album's really great. It's got gospel in it and devil in it, kind of high and low, pertaining probably to his lived experience, experiencing bipolar, and then also the high and low of heaven and hell, and that sort of thing. This album marks the end of Poppy Records, the label that he was with that would kind of collapse and make the Lost album that I had mentioned before, where the manager had to steal the cassettes, and it came out later on as the Nashville sessions. This one's the song is called Two Hands. It's performed by Ben Morrison. I'm so happy to have Ben back. Ben was a part of the Pogues show, and I'm really excited to have Ben back. Just a heads up for those of you that are like, whoa, that's a lot of cool facts. There's a really cool documentary called Be Here to Love Me about Townes Van Sant, and it's really a beautiful documentary. I recommend it. Be Here to Love Me. And then also, if you want to learn more about outlaw country and such, Heart-Worn Highways is really good. So I recommend both of those. Be Here to Love Me is on Netflix for free, so check that one out. Heart-Worn Highways, I think I had to rent through some streaming service. Okay, from High, Low, and In Between, 1972, this is Two Hands, performed by Ben Morrison. Let's roll that little tape-a-roo.
1, 2, 3, 4. I got two hands, I'm gonna clap my hands together. I got two legs, I'm gonna dance to heaven's door. I got one heart, I'm gonna fill it up with Jesus, and I ain't gonna think about trouble anymore. Well, now this old world, sometimes it does get lonesome, and it's many a grown man hung his head and cried. Look down in your soul, there's one that won't desert you. Hell ain't a fire to have a Savior by your side. I got two hands, I'm gonna clap my hands together. I got two legs, I'm gonna dance to heaven's door. I got one heart, I'm gonna fill it up with Jesus, and I ain't gonna think about trouble anymore. Now the Lord resides in a house of gold, and faith is the door. Love is the key, and warm is the light that pours from his mighty windows. Any light, my friend, that shines on you and me. I got two hands, I'm gonna clap my hands together. I got two legs, I'm gonna dance to heaven's door. I got one heart, I'm gonna fill it up with Jesus, and I ain't gonna think about trouble anymore. Well, the wind blows on that faithful morning. I close my eyes, Lord, and fly my body home. But I don't want my friends to cry no tears about me. I'll be bathing in the glory of the throne. I got two hands, I'm gonna clap my hands together. I got two legs, I'm gonna
I got one heart, gonna fill it up with Jesus, and I ain't gonna think about trouble anymore. No, I ain't gonna think about trouble anymore.
You're right, James. Last time with the Pogues, he did "Rake at the Gates of Hell," and this one he's doing "Both Hands," which is a heavenly song. So I see what you're doing, Ben. I see what you're doing out there. You're playing this kind of cool literary kind of game here with Social Distance Live, and I'm into it. I'm way into it. Just want to let everyone know I'm gonna miss doing this every Sunday. We're taking a break after this. Season 1 is over after this episode, and I'm gonna miss it. But this is a good opportunity